Hi everybody, welcome to A Pop of Culture. I am your host, the esoteric and facetious. Welcome to my channel. As I said, this is A Pop of Culture where I discuss subjects that I and y'all are passionate about relating to pop culture, social justice, and the human experience from a black, bisexual, millennial perspective. This is like my 9th upload, so definitely feel free to check out all my previous video essay podcasts. I talk on a lot of different issues. I've talked on losing celebrities, the impact of celebrity death, where we go when we die, the alleged death of real music, a lot of different stuff. So feel free to look in the cards and look on my channel. There is a playlist called Binge Watch My Video Essay Podcast. As of now, that's the only playlist on this channel. So after you watch this video, it'll be in the cards. And there's also going to be a playlist in the end cards, so you can click on it if you want to see all the other episodes. With all that being said, I also have a cover channel where I sing covers, of course. I love singing. It's a passion of mine. So on that channel, I sing throwback R&B, contemporary R&B, pop music, whatever I'm feeling, whatever y'all are feeling. So definitely consider subbing there. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe on this video. Share it if you enjoy it. And let's get into the topic. So basically, the topic of this video essay podcast is going to be something that I feel very strongly about in these days and ages. And as you see from the title, we're going to be talking about conditional support of Black creators, Black businesses, and things of that sort. I have seen a lot of people on Twitter and social media in general, with all the controversy going around, pretty much first and foremost with the murders. Let's hear that. Murders of Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, amongst others. And with the rise in awareness of the Black Lives Matter movement, there's been a lot of awareness, of course, to, bring more attention to Black-owned brands, to Black creators, Black content creators, just, Black people, which I love to see as a Black person. I'm glad that we are bringing awareness to these people. But one of the things that I'm starting to see is with a lot of this controversy going on, especially with creators like Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star, with the drop of Tati's video, one of the things that I'm seeing, and I've seen this before, is this idea where somebody will tweet something around the lines of, instead of supporting at Jeffree Star, we should support unproblematic Black creators like at Nima Tang, at Jackie Iden, at Alyssa Ashley, and the list goes on. And here's my issue with this type of thing. One of the issues I have with this type of thing is basically what we're doing is we're saying that the only time that we can bring up marginalized creators from marginalized backgrounds, these different types of creators, is in relation to other creators who have more privilege, who have more money, who have more followers, and things of that sort. So my thing is, I'm all for supporting Black creators, Black people who are doing good, especially people of marginalized backgrounds who have barriers to entry with a lot of, followers, with, getting subscribers, getting pushed out by YouTube, things of that nature, getting brand deals and things like that. I'm also for supporting people like that. But the issue I have is I feel like the only time we want to promote a lot of these Black creators is to bash the other creators. And I feel like a lot of this is coming from this perspective of whiteness being the default. Like, this assumption, I feel like, comes from this idea that, of course, everybody is supporting. It comes from this assumption that everybody is supporting only these white creators. It's basically this. What I kind of feel like when I see these posts is it's like, instead of supporting these problematic people, we should support these unproblematic people. And the issue that I kind of see with a lot of these tweets is kind of like, feels to me like you told on yourself. You're saying, hey guys, let's stop supporting Jeffree Star and let's stop supporting Shane Dawson or whoever it is, and let's start supporting these people. And the issue I see is a lot of times what I see with these people who are saying this type of stuff is, like I said, the first issue I see is the idea that these Black creators can only be brought up to shut down Jeffree Star and other creators. My thing is, if you're only going to say to support me so that you cannot support somebody else, I feel like that's very conditional support, which is what I was saying. I don't like this conditional support of minority creators, because if you support me day in and day out. You don't only support me when something bad happens, because that's the issue I see. Whenever one of these big beauty gurus or big influencers, big YouTubers, big celebrities, whoever it is, whenever they get in trouble or say something problematic, now everyone wants to go and support these smaller businesses, smaller influencers, and things of that sort. And I don't have any issue, as I said, with you supporting these influencers, these other people. But my thing is, when you're only trying to say to support someone like a Jackie Aina, when just someone like James Charles is getting canceled, it's meaning her only value to you is using her as a way to appear more socially conscious. And what I mean by that is, a lot of these people, when I see these tweets and they say these unproblematic black creators, there's always a black behind it. There's always a queer behind it, a trans behind it. And my thing is, I personally am all for amplifying marginalized voices. I'm all for that. But the issue I kind of seem to have is when I see these people who are usually non-black people who are trying to be allies, the only time I see them trying to show this quote-unquote support to black creators, they have to shout out that this person is black. And my issue is, like I said, I'm all for amplifying marginalized voices. But at the same time, when you can only say, oh, yes, like, oh, I love Jackie Aina, like, she's my favorite black YouTuber. She's my favorite black this, black influencer, black. I feel like the word black is obviously not a bad thing. It's just a word that describes, it's an adjective. It's not a bad thing. It's not a dirty word. But I feel like a lot of the times what I see on YouTube is I see a lot of people, whether they intend to or not, I feel like they can kind of tokenize marginalized creators. So, like, it's like a Jackie Aina can't just be, and I'm just using her as an example, but it could be any influencer that you can think of. Any person who is of any type of marginalized background. What we see is these people online who are saying, instead of supporting at Jeffree Star, instead of supporting at Shane Dawson, when you try to highlight these black creators, but the only way you can highlight them is through saying that they're black and through doing it in a way to bash a problematic creator, you're basically using them like that drawer you have in your house where you put miscellaneous items. Whenever you need a AA battery, you reach in there. Whenever you need a pair of scissors, you reach in there. Every single day, you're not going in that drawer and, sorting through it. You're just throwing it in there. And that's how you're treating these black creators, because the only time that they're of use to you is when you are trying to come off as a woke person on Twitter, and you're trying to come off as an inclusive person on Twitter and as an ally, and you're trying to appear as the good person who supports black and brown creators. But I feel like I said, this may be a misguided aim for support, but I feel like it comes off as harmful to me and a lot of other marginalized people, because when the only time you can talk about marginalized people and marginalized creators is in relation to white people and people with money and power and privilege, it shows that to you, our only importance is when you need woke points, when you need retweets, likes, because it looks and sounds good to say to support these black creators. But in my honest opinion, while it sounds good to make, these threads of black creators or black-owned brands that you can support, I'm of the opinion you should be supporting these creators all the time, and you should be supporting them not only for their race, because that's something that I've seen a lot. And one YouTuber I'm going to shout out now is Kat Black, and I watched a lot of Kat Black's videos. I love her True Tea videos. Definitely check those out. But one of the things I see a lot is basically Kat is somebody who talks about being transgender and her experience as a black trans woman. But if you ask her about her channel, a lot of the time she's going to say that she has a DIY channel. She talks about social issues. I think her original name was, or a name that she used at a time on YouTube, is like Trans DIYer. Kat does talk about her experience as a black trans woman, but that's not all that there is to Kat. She likes art. She's into goth. She's into BDSM. She's into a lot of different things, and she talks about a lot of different things. She sews. There's so much more to Kat than her being a black trans woman. Just like there's more to Jackie Aina than being a black influencer. She's somebody who does makeup. She's somebody who is engaged. She's somebody who has a history beyond YouTube, right? So I think that one of the things I really kind of see a lot with these kinds of tweets of, instead of supporting this person and support this person, is kind of this fill-in-the-blank activism mentality. Like I said, I'm all for amplifying marginalized voices. But the thing that I'm starting to see is with this fill in the blank mentality, when you're saying instead of supporting at Shane and at Jeffree, and you start saying support these creators, like I said, you're only using them as a function of bashing Jeffree Star and Shane. My thing is, we should be supporting marginalized creators first and foremost, not only because they're black, because I feel like that's an issue we can get into as well. And I feel like that's another issue I want to talk about, because sometimes I do see, and this is a deep topic, so we can do another video on this, but I kind of feel like we see this mentality where somebody will say, I'm a black creator, I'm a queer creator, I'm a da-da-da, support me. And my thing is, I definitely do feel iffy about that, because I feel like I want to support you because I like you. I don't only want to support you because I feel like that's kind of this fill-in-the-blank activism. Like, support this black YouTuber, support this black trans YouTuber. Like, with Kat, I think if you like Kat's videos, you should support Kat. But you shouldn't just support Kat because she's black and trans, because I feel like that's not supporting the person. That's supporting the idea of the person. It's kind of like on those TV shows when somebody will tell somebody, I think you're in love with the idea of them, or I think you're in love with the idea of love. I think that with a lot of this Twitter activism, as I would like to call it, I think a lot of times when we want to be inclusive and we want to show that we care and that we are an ally to different groups, I feel like it can be very easy to want to try to kind of, turn that activism button on and just start supporting black creators and support black-owned businesses. And like I said, I don't think there's an issue with that. But I feel like the issue that I can see a lot is, a lot of times I feel like when we try to support people, not because of who they are and how they make us feel and how we enjoy their content, but because they're black, I feel like we're not looking at them as a person anymore. We're looking at them as black YouTuber number 1, black YouTuber number 2, black YouTuber number 3, or black trans YouTuber number 1, or trans YouTuber number 1. And I feel like the issue I have with this kind of mentality is we should support people for who they are and what they do and in the brand that they have, the platform that they've created. When we're only supporting these people to bash bigger creators with privilege, as I said, we're centering whiteness, we're centering privilege, money, power, and all the things. When we're centering that and we're saying that that's what matters, we're saying that this can only matter in relation to this. If you really feel the way you do about these creators, support them all the time, shout them out all the time. And I'm not saying these people need shout outs. I'm just using these big creators. But if you truly do feel like a creator is quality, shout them out on Twitter, tell your friends about them. And I would say also don't lead with the fact that they're black and trans, or they're black and queer, or they're black. Because the thing that I've thought about as I've been speaking and talking to y'all is, when you say that you love somebody like a James Charles, do you open with the fact that he's white and gay? Or do you open with the fact that, oh, he's so funny, he's so entertaining? Like, one of the things that I feel like I see all the time is when it comes to marginalized creators, we always open with and almost kind of try to sell these marginalized creators with the fact that, oh, they're black, or they're this, they're that. And I feel like sometimes that kind of comes off to me as like you're giving yourself a pat on the back for watching a marginalized creator rather than just being somebody who enjoys their content. Whereas, let's say you watch a funny white guy on YouTube, you may just say like, oh, he's just hilarious, or oh he sings great, or oh whatever. But when it comes to like these marginalized creators, we always have to highlight every intersection with them as we introduce them and as we say who they are. I'm all for people supporting marginalized creators, and I love to see it. I do. But if the only time that you want to support these creators, these brands, and things of that nature is to bash other creators, you have to realize whether you're doing it intentionally or unintentionally, you're basically centering those who have the most privilege and power into every conversation. If I'm talking about my favorite creators, I should be talking about my favorite creators. Let's talk about yogurt. My favorite yogurt is peach yogurt. I don't have to say how much I love peach yogurt by saying how much I hate some other type of yogurt. And in that same light, if I'm going to talk about how much I love a black influencer, I don't have to talk about how bad somebody else is, because that's showing, like I said, that their only value to you is basically like, A, they provide you woke points, and B, they come off as like the next best thing. And I think that's the thing that I feel like really hurts, even as a small Black creator who's trying to grow my platform and brand. I think what hurts a lot of Black creators is kind of like, I feel like a lot of times when you see these types of threads and things like that, of that nature and that sort, what we start to see is kind of like this mentality of, I can't believe it's not butter. Where basically, when you see these creators who are being canceled, people who watch, let's say, a Shane Dawson, they watch Shane Dawson because they like what he does. People who watch Jeffree Star watch him because they like what he does. And of course, you can apply this to any big influencer, any person who is allegedly problematic or who has been called problematic, has been quote unquote canceled. People watch them for a reason, right? So and everybody's brand is different. Even Black beauty gurus, Black creators, their brands are different. Like a Jackie Aina video is different than a Alyssa Ashley video, which is different than a Nima Tang video. And obviously, like I said, there's other creators on this platform. There's Arnell, there's Andrea Renee, there's Too Much Mouth. There's so many Black creators on this platform. But the issue I see is when, like I said, when we're centering whiteness and we're using these tweets and we're saying, instead of supporting it at Shane Dawson, whether people intend to or they don't intend to, what you're saying basically is, I know you love Shane Dawson, but he's problematic, so stop watching him. So I've got something for you that's almost like Shane Dawson. It's kind of like him. You know, you squint your eyes a little bit and it kind of sounds like it's a Shane Dawson video. But it's not. But it's Black, so go ahead. And I guess the issue I have with this is, like I said, we should support Black content creators because we like them, not for what they represent. You should watch Cat Black because you like Cat Black, not because you're giving yourself a pat on the back because she's trans. And I think, like I said, this is all I have to say. I am happy that people are trying to support Black creators and amplify their voices and, you know, bring them to new eyes, to new audiences, to help them to continue to grow and do great things. So I just want everyone to try to start with support. Start with finding creators that you like. And if you are in your feed, if you're going through your YouTube subscriptions or your Instagram, through your TikTok, and you're not seeing Black creators, maybe look on Black hashtags, maybe search up Black YouTubers, because there's videos by Black YouTubers about Black YouTubers and different intersections, different identities. You can look up, you know, great Black male MUAs, Black queer creators, whatever you're looking for, and you can find those people. And you can watch those people, and then you can look through and find people you actually like, not because of their identity, but because of who they are as a person. That way, we're actually really supporting these creators rather than simply supporting them to spite other people who have fallen out of the grace of the public. Thanks so much for watching this. This has been yet another episode of A Pop of Culture. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. I do weekly uploads, so if you enjoyed this, subscribe, hit that bell so you're the first to know when I upload new content. Love you all. Bye. And if you're having a good time, and why wouldn't you be having a good time, then definitely feel free to look to your left. There is a playlist of all of my video essay podcasts, which you can watch and enjoy. In the center is a button if you just haven't had the chance to subscribe yet. I know. Sometimes, you know, you slip up. And to the right, there's a playlist of all of my covers. If you haven't seen my covers, you want to check out my covers channel, see how I sang, you know. And if you want to support me, if you want to support the channel, then there's a link to my Cash App below. So definitely feel free to donate. And if you do choose to donate, you'll be featured in the credits of all of my videos. Love you all. Bye-bye. Have a great day.